The Democratic Party in this particular county for years and years and years had never been able to capture the office of sheriff. It was always Republicans. And they were kind of miffed, and they felt as though that they deserved to have a Democratic sheriff. So they called a special meeting, kind of a caucus type thing. And at this meeting, they discussed the fact that we've got to get a good candidate. We've got to get a strong candidate, and we've got to capture the office of sheriff. Anybody have any nominations? Well, one guy in the back says, how about Wendell Green? And, well, they discussed Wendell Green a little bit, and he decided he wasn't a top-notch guy, and fell over on the other side. He says, how about Jerry Blumenthal? And they kicked him around a little bit, you know, and Jerry Blumenthal didn't quite stack up a little bit. And seemed as though they were stymied there until one old fella back in the back, he raised his hand and he says, I'd like to nominate Jess. And they said, who? He said, Jess, you know, down at the drawbridge. He's a darn good Democrat, but everybody loves him. Republicans love him. Democrats love him. The liberals love him, because anytime that bridge goes up, he walks up and down all the cars that are all lined up, and hi, how's your mom, how's your dad, how are the kids doing, you know, has cow had a calf yet, and all this kind of, everybody knows him, and they just love Jess. And he said, well, Jess sounds like a pretty good candidate, but we're not out to make a mistake here, so let's have 3 volunteers, and we'll go out and take a little public opinion poll throughout the county. So Mike and Pete and Bill, they volunteered, and away they went. And they called on every house in the county. Good afternoon, ma'am. My name's Mike, and this is Pete, and this is Bill, and we're here to talk about our candidate for sheriff. And they'd have nothing but raving results when they mentioned that Jess was going to be their candidate. And they covered the whole county except for the last house, which was a farmhouse. And they went up and knocked on the door. And they knocked second time because the woman was busy, and she came out and she's dusting her hands from making bread, and said, good afternoon, ma'am, it's Mike, this is Bill, and this is Pete. We're a public opinion poll committee of 3 here, and we'd like to talk a little politics with you regarding our candidate for oh, she says, if it's politics, she says, you'll have to talk to my husband. He says, I just don't get involved in that. Well, fine, where's your husband? Well, he's back in the barn. So they trucked around the house, got back to the barn, and just as they entered the barnyard and closed the gate, well, then the farmer came out of the barn. And as he came out and saw the fellow standing, he says, well, hi, Billy.
Nice and loud.
Can I help you? He said, yeah, we're a public opinion poll here, committee of 3, he says, and we're here to talk to you about our candidate for sheriff. Oh, great. He says, I just love to talk politics. He said, who are you running? He says, we're running Jess. He says, who? He says, Jess, you know, Jess down to the right. Oh, he said, that son of a bitch. He said, oh. He says, you know, hold it. He says, we had nothing but good comments about Jess. Do you have a problem? He said, you're goddamn right I got a problem. Do you mind telling us about it? Sure, I said, I'll tell you. He said, 2 years ago, my bull got sick, so I had to call the veterinarian, and he came out, took a look at my bull, and took a long black hose, and spit on the end of it, and stuck it right up my bull's ass. Once he got the hose up my bull's ass, he took the other end and went, just as high as he could. And then my bull went, and he pulled out the hose. And the next day, my bull was better, and he charged me $20. Well, this year, he says, damn it, and then my bull got sick again. I wasn't going to pay no $20 for a guy just took a hose up his ass. He said, so I looked around and I looked around. He said, I was in the basement, I couldn't find nothing. I was in the shed, in the barn, he said, I couldn't find no black hose. He said, but I was in the attic and I found a horn. A big silver horn. So I said, what the hell? I tried the horn, eh? So I went back to the barn. He said, I got my bull. I wet it up and Like that horn right up my bull's ass. My bull went, and he was so surprised he farted. And when he farted, he scared the shit right out of him. He says he come out of the stall and across the goddamn floor. He says out the door and across the barnyard. He's hopping, and he farts again. Beep, beep. Over the fence he goes, he says, and he takes off across the pasture. Brum, brum, brum. Beep, 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 beep. Comes to another fence and he goes over that sucker like he's not even there. He says, beep, beep, beep. It's scaring him all the more. He says, so he's running faster, faster, faster. Finally, over the fence he goes, he says, and he lands on the highway. He turns right, and he's going right down the highway, you know, and all the cars go beep, 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 beep. And he said, oh, Jess at the doorbell hears this, and he said, holy crap. He said, so he raises the drawbridge, and up my bull goes. He runs right up the drawbridge, drops over there, drops in the river, and drowns. He said, now you tell me. He says, you want me to vote for somebody? He says, don't know the goddamn difference. He said, from a tugboat coming down the river, and a bull with a horn possessed.
Hey, you sit there so quietly, Don. Hold that